Yo, what's good, guys? Welcome to the Traders Reality Projections channel, episode 14. All right then, so it has been a little bit delayed, but I've been preoccupied with doing other things, keeping an eye on Ethereum, XRP, and Bitcoin. All right, so swings and roundabouts, guys. That's all I can say to you. Notice how the range daily high for Ethereum, okay, had pretty much been tapped and then reversed. All right, average daily range, you can see. Very small range for Ethereum, to be honest with you, and it's kept very well in between that. Hit it once, pulled back, hit the low, pulled back again, hit it twice, come back. Is the third time effectively going to be the head and shoulders formation? Who knows? All right, but what we need to understand is this. Earlier on today, we were trying to establish whether or not this M formation was going to play out. Okay, now something did play out. All right, we anticipated that if this break above the M formation was to continue with conviction, okay, then it would invalidate the M formation. However, if you were aware in the Discord and for the patrons as well, we needed to make sure that price had closed way above that zone, okay, and she didn't. Look at this. The break, she closed lower, then the next candle came back in, went back up, then one last attempt to the high, snapped it, then pulled it straight back. This M formation is still valid. Why? Because there was no clear break by the market makers to send price higher. All right, it's come back into the zone. Notice the aggressive sell-off. All right, and how now price is now effectively reverting back to the upside and recovering this previous candle. What do we need to be aware of? Well, we need to determine whether or not if the candle does get recovered, all right, what happens after that is going to be critical. Why? Because look, vector candle 1 and 2 selling off at the highs. They're moving positions at the highs. All right, this is consistent with pattern development. All right, this candle here spikes the 50 EMA, goes below it, comes back up. All right, recovers this previous zone yet again. All right, and then closes higher, and then the next candle follows back up. Now, for me, I want to really be seeing a candle to the downside. I want to see that effectively close at the lower side, because that tells me that they want to either dump their positions or obtain more longs at higher prices. All right? We need to be so patient with Ethereum, man, because this is clearly abnormal behavior. All right? They are just moving Ethereum continuously to the upside. Is there a way to exploit this? Of course. Remember, if you're a short-term day trader, there's nothing wrong in you scalping off the 5-minute time frame. Look, if we zoom out, you can see price broke the 5 and the 13 EMA, New York reversal, down she goes. Happy days. All right? Simple stuff. That's how it comes across. But if you've been coming to the channel for a while now and the streams, you would understand what I'm talking about when we hit the range daily high, why price rejects and pulls away from it. Okay? Let's have a look at Bitcoin. Right. Okay. Bitcoin, 3 vector candles to the downside. Hits the range daily low, bounces straight back off it. What do we need to see? For Bitcoin to still maintain its balance in price, okay, notice how this is effectively level 1. All right, now some would deem this as a reset, but it hasn't broken this previous level. If it breaks below the M1, I would then deem it as a complete reset, and we'd be waiting for the next pattern to play out. However, there's nothing stopping us from actually viewing this as a potential W formation. All right, it could form as a W. We will only know if she actually does what she needs to do. All right. Now, if you notice from last week's price action behavior, when Ethereum was rising, both XRP and Bitcoin were forming bases, and that was here. All right. Then before you know it, Bitcoin moves out of the zone. Okay. XRP at the same time, she does the same thing. All right. She came out of the zone, rise up, and now they've come back down. Now, XRP and Bitcoin have yet to break their previous levels. Look, there's the pin to that candle to the right. Look to the left. What zone has she taken? She's kept it within that zone. All right. Now price is looking effectively to come back into this area. You could actually consider that XRP would need to recover back up here as well. So that could be a potential zone that XRP could visit. But more importantly, we've got this area here as well. All right. Those are the key areas for XRP on the basis that price does continue back up to the upside, tests the 50 EMA, retraces, and then goes back up again. So initially what you're looking for is this: rise, retrace, continuation back to the upside. The rise retrace will test the M1. Once M1 is confirmed, we know M3 is in sight. If M1 and M3 are fulfilled, we know that M2 and M4 will be following. Okay? Because when M1 gets confirmed, price goes up, it breaks back down, confirms the retest, goes back up and tests M3. Once M3 is hit, price will then retrace and come back and test potentially the M2. Once the M2 is formed, price will then aim for the M4, which is how I justify the levels that I'm entering at, or should I say the projection points. Okay, so projection for XRP could be 1.61. I'm still aiming for my long-term projection all the way up here of 1.85. All right, so we're going to sit tight and wait. That's the whole job of what pattern watchers do. Okay, back to Bitcoin. Quite frankly, Bitcoin needs to recover up to the 50 EMA. Same principle with XRP. She needs to show support at the M2, break above the M2, retrace continuation to the upside. That will take us to the 56.681 zone. Once price is confirmed there, the 50 EMA would effectively be below price. Once that occurs, price will then look to come to the next zone, which is 58.496. Still got my projections up here for 59, 60, 61, and effectively 65, and then it goes up all the way to 70. I'm waiting for 70 to get hit. Okay? But the elephant in the room is Ethereum. We need to pay attention to what Ethereum is doing. All right? Because right now, that's where the money's going. That's where the intention's at. Right now, is this effectively the pattern that we are waiting for? We will only know if they show their hand. This is the first time that she's actually sold off so heavily at the highs and hit the 50. All right? If we consider the actual TDI, all right, as price is rising, divergence is coming in, man. It's closing lower as it's rising. Look at that nice little M formation on there. All right? So principally, if this RSI continues up, it will find resistance at the market base and then go back down, which would effectively give us the head and shoulders formation, which will be left, head, shoulder. All right? This is the power of projection. We need to wait and see what happens. All right? So guys, remember, when we're dealing with such unbelievable moves by Ethereum, sometimes the novelty of price action just doesn't come into play. This move is psychologically driven. All right? People are missing out. People are jumping in. What better time to set up the short? That's what the market maker's thinking. So many people have been waiting to go short, okay? But the market maker kept raising price, kept moving it and moving it and moving it, all right? Till he manages to get the guys who are convinced that a short needs to be set up, gets them to commit to going long, and when he's done that to enough people, he effectively reverses it. Go back and look at Ethereum. Since this move has been going up, when was the last time she actually sold off with 3 vector candles at the high? Is this the pattern? Notice what we said earlier on. I explained to the Patreons earlier today that price will need to come up, retrace back down, drop, retrace, continuation to the downside. She's fulfilling one part of this pattern here, which would effectively take us to the shoulder, the right shoulder, and then effectively again fulfill the criteria of the head and shoulders pattern. Remember, the M formation is a variation of the head and shoulders is a variation of the M pattern. Okay? Remember, you need to be adjusting the position. You need to be adjusting your M's. You need to be moving the W's. You need to say to yourself, okay, let me line it up here. Let me have a look. Is there a head and shoulders coming into play? Is there an M? Is there a W? You have to adapt with it. Don't be static with the pattern, because the pattern will always be evolving. Okay? Yes, look, it broke out and took out the previous high. Does it invalidate the pattern? Principally, yes. But if price has actually come back down and not shown a clear break away from the zone, it still keeps the pattern live. Variation on the theme. If price was to break from this point here, okay, and go all the way out to the M4 and come up to here to 36.24, for example, that would clearly invalidate the pattern. Okay? But because of what happened here, the closes of these candles in this area was symbolic. Price didn't close at the high. The next candle came and spiked below, came and brought price back down. Okay. The next candle was effectively the final push, the stop hunt, rise, drop. New York session, New York reversal, down she goes. All right? I hope that's helping you guys and bringing you clarity to all of this, guys. Right now, times are very chaotic in the crypto world. All right, prices are Ethereum is just doing wild things. Bitcoin is dropping. XRP is dropping. Well, when we say dropping, she's accumulating. I'm not concerned about Bitcoin's drop or XRP's drop. All right, when we see Ethereum moving up and up and up, at some point XRP and Bitcoin are going to follow suit. They're just accumulating as much Bitcoin and XRP as they can at the lowest possible price so that they can move it out at a higher price. All right. Stay tuned, guys, for tomorrow's episode. Forgive me one more time if I was a little bit late with this one. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. All right. Take care of yourselves, guys. Peace.